How's it going? My name is Jay Cruz Godino, and I'm the founder and creator of Within Health and Wellness. Now, before I get started and start giving out advice on what you should and shouldn't do on your health journey, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I am married. I have 4 kids, 4 beautiful children, 2 boys, 2 girls, married to an amazing wife, a very great, strong support system. And back in 2019, my family and I had a very big scare. I had an injury happen to me, at least what I thought was an injury, called Acute Transverse Myelitis. Layman's terms, it's an inflammation of the spine and knocked out my nervous system, causing paralysis from the T5 spine. And ended up paralyzing my whole lower body. I lost range of motion, I lost bowel bladder control, I lost temperature, I lost sense of awareness, everything that comes alongside with paralysis from the T5 spine down. I was in a hospital for a very long time. The doctors did not understand why I was going through what I went through. I was known and diagnosed by the doctors to be a relatively healthy person. I didn't have any issues with like diabetes, blood pressure, or anything whatsoever that would cause internal problems. So that really was a big concern of why I was going through, especially because it's a very rare injury, very rare disease. It happens to about 3% of people, and at least there's some sort of a reason why. In my case, there was not. There's no reason whatsoever. It's like it just appeared out of thin air. But regardless, I had to now adapt to this new life. Fast forward, I went through therapy. I went through all the intensive care needed to try to regain my life back, or at least some sort of a life. Through my faith, through my support system, I was able to leave that place walking with the cane, but I left it walking, a complete miracle to say. But the real journey began when I came home. I just was not progressing far enough that after going through physical therapy, my PT kept telling me that I needed to now start eating healthy and do better on eating and do better and do better. And I kept hearing those words, but they could not give me clarity on what that really meant. Like, well, what do you mean? It's like, well, you just got to eat better. So I went in and dived in to try to figure out what that really meant. And especially for people who experienced the same type of injury that I did, and I couldn't find it. It was very frustrating and felt very alone, not knowing what that really meant. But I didn't give up. I digged from within, and I decided to keep pushing. And I finally found a couple of people who started exposing the lies that we get fed about nutrition, that what they tell us, what we should eat or what we should avoid, and advertising and marketing is just contradictory to the benefit of our well-being. So that was the first thing that happened, was I opened up my eyes to the lies that we get fed on what is healthy and what is shoved at us 24/7 through TV, through radio, through advertising, through billboards and everything. So I learned that if I needed to lose weight, I needed to, one, do something very boring, and it's count calories. That's the first thing I had to do. I had to count calories. I got to figure out what's actually going into my body, how much of it, and what it was doing. Number 2, I learned what types of food were low on calories and high density. High density meaning I don't have to eat a large amount of them and I'll get full with it. So as I started diving into more, I learned a lot more that ended up benefiting me. Now, I entered the hospital about 212 pounds. I left 216 pounds. And I learned really quick that my body needed me to lose weight in order for my nervous system to have a chance to come back. So it was very important for me to do so. It was very important for me to strive to do that. It was no longer about looking good. It was about, goodness gracious, I want to feel good. I want to be able to play with my children, run around, and do all the things that everybody else gets to do as well. And I didn't want to get robbed from that. So that is why I decided to do what I needed to do. And also, I wanted to do more because I didn't just want to live off of salads. Like, that's what my understanding of what healthy was, is just salads. But that wasn't the case. I learned to implement these foods into my body. I learned that knowing what I'm eating really benefits and I can manipulate it. And food was meant to benefit us, not to make us worse. So my whole goal is to be able to take what I learned, what has worked for me, to be able to shed pounds, to be able to enjoy the food that I eat, and most importantly, not be in a diet. No diet. This isn't about diet. This is about understanding what goes into your body and how your body responds to it, and knowing what to do in response to that. So that is when I decided to create this channel, this page of Within Health and Wellness, because I want to be able to help you achieve your health and your wellness. And all the information that I've done for myself, I've been able to apply it to my wife, and it works for her. I've been able to apply it to a really good friend of mine, and it's working as well. That has caused a lot of curiosity to the people around me that they want to get on board too. So I hope you guys get on board with me. I hope that you guys subscribe and that you like this page and that you share it to be able to get the truth out there on what foods really do to our body. And I'm not here to tell you what you can't eat. I'm just here to educate you on what the foods you eat and what they do to your body. And then you make the decisions on what you want to sacrifice and what you don't want to sacrifice for your overall health and wellness. So once